organizers for inviting me and the officers, all the officers of the government of Odisha, to tell what is the IT journey and governance reforms that have taken place in Odisha in the last 2 decades. Though I have joined the Department of Sports only last week, actually I have been invited in this workshop to speak about finance department, because my experience last almost more than 15 years I have been working with the finance department and the integrated financial management system of the state, which has been acknowledged across the country as one of the leading financial management systems. So I will be speaking mostly on the financial management and the governance reforms that finance department has undertaken in last 2 decades. Thank you.
Sir, may I request the important initiatives which have been taken in finance, if you can speak about it straight away.
Should I speak
Yes,
now?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Regarding the governance reforms and the IT initiative which has been taken by the finance department, the most important is the integrated financial management system of the state. People who are either working in the government, or people who are residing in the state, or people who are getting some sort of services in any form from the government, are aware about the integrated financial management system of the state, or are being served by the system. To start, actually, let me just start with a story. Say another maybe 10 years down the line, or 10 to 15 years down the line, in the beginning of a month, if you visit a treasury, you will see people sitting on the stairs, people crowding the treasuries to get their pensions. And these people are not just ordinary people. They were senior citizens, the respected government employees who have retired after serving the government for more than 30 years. You will see them lining up, standing in the queue, sitting in the stairs, waiting for their pension payment to take place. We had queues of the students in the treasuries, in the bank counters to make remittances to appear before an examinations. We had queues in the bank counters from various sellers, the business units and enterprises, to make payment of their sales tax or the indirect taxes that they had to make payment for the government. We had queues everywhere. In fact, if you go visit an RTO's office, you will have a very long queue where people will be trying to make payment to get a driving license. Everywhere there is either government pays or government receives from the citizen. The reform which finance department has undertaken in the last, I joined the department for this reform in 2007. We initially started implementing electronic receipt, and for that the Odisha model is now, of course, most of the states, even government of India, everywhere you will see. But the Odisha model, I will speak about the distinction and the uniqueness of the state model. In the Odisha model, we started having a common platform where other departments can plug in. More than 37 or 42 applications are plugged into the integrated financial management's receipt system. And the IFMS receipt module is integrated in turn with about 13 public and private sector banks directly, and with about 3 payment gateways, and offering all modes of payment making to the citizens to make remittances. And you will be glad to know that more than 98% of our government receipts are made through this model, which means people they don't have to visit a bank counter or a treasury to remit money to the government to get their services. Similarly, on the payment side, 100% of the government disbursements are which are made through treasuries or through various public works divisions engaged in engineering works. They are made through the directly to the bank account of the institutions, of the beneficiaries, of the vendors, and this is again made there are 166 treasuries. Treasuries are the unit which actually process the claims submitted by various offices, and these claims are entirely electronic. uh, and the payment advices which are generated at these locations around the state, we have treasuries in subdivisions, and all these advices are sent to the Reserve Bank of India through an integration, and there is the RBI of course has their e-Kuber, which was again, I will not uh, I will not hesitate to say has been developed after the Odisha model. The pilot took place in Odisha, and after that the RBI model has been developed, and more than 20 states are already on this platform now. So we have been leaders on the disbursement sides, on the receipt sides, and finally, now the last March we have actually achieved the major the objective which was set almost 10 to 15 years back, to have a completely endless, completely end-to-end digital transactions. No more physical form, physical bills, or physical papers come to the treasury. The entire process has been electronically driven. There are digital signatures which are used by the claim submitting authority, approving authority. And in this process, it is not just a simple thing, because there are multiple stakeholders like Accountant General Office, the Office of the Reserve Bank of India, the Treasuries, various more than 6,000 government offices, and then the administrative department, the entire process. Besides that, the last thing is the budget process. Even when starting from budget preparation to the final utilization of the fund, the entire process has been now covered in IFMS. I think I should stop here because there are other speakers. See, first of all, regarding the mobile part, I know most of the applications like the IFMS, or for that matter, e-Upkari, you must be doing it in several. First is actually our application should be mobile compatible, like the informations which are the forms should be can be accessed through the mobile forms, mobile phone. IFMS, I know for sure that there are certain activities like which are citizen sets, where actually where we are expecting response from the citizens. It is mobile compatible. It can be used. Besides that, mobile apps are available for specific functionalities. Like if you want to make payment of a receipt, then you can actually download a mobile app. But now we are actually moving towards browser based thing, and we are on the course. There are certain activities which are office which actually require, because we deal with financial matters and which are very very sensitive. So we will not actually make everything available in mobile, but yes, so those which are required will be available and are already available. Coming back to the second question, I would actually complete myself so that others can answer. Regarding the use of blockchains, and yes, going forward, actually IFMS 2.0 version actually ends in 2025, the period, and we are now in the process of actually evolving or framing up our requirements for the next version of IFMS 3.0, which where actually we see in functionality, there may not be much of additions because most of the functionalities are being addressed, but there will be a big change in the technology. The technology which we have been using will be changed. One of that is security part of the, and blockchain you is actually blockchain, as you said, is the future in terms of securing the data. And when it comes to financial transactions, we should be more. Oh, I'm not sure about it, but then I think in IFMS 3.0, the technology team of the IFMS and the technical experts associated will definitely have. But as far as I know, across the country, none of the financial systems used by the central government or the state governments have adopted yet. But going forward, we may adopt that. And I think I have answered your question. Thank
Yes.
you.